strength. It's not just about lifting bars. It resides within every unique journey. This is To The Bar, strength in every story. We're a community, a platform where stories meet strength. Our podcast is the result of our passion for weightlifting. From the first lift to the last, we're here to bring you the latest weightlifting news, to unravel the intricacies of the sport that will make you want to grab a barbell and hit the platform. This is To The Bar, strength in every story. And now for today's show.
All right. Hello. Welcome to The Bar. Episode 207.
Indeed, yeah.
And yes, I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Holt, and you're the other one.
I am indeed, yeah. Jess, Roebuck-Slaney.
And it's been a very busy month, really. So we've had the British.
Yep.
We had Lift Me Up.
We did, yeah.
And we've literally just come back from MEMS, who did a youth sort of,
juniors.
Yeah.
So it was under 20s, under 11s,
yeah.
under 10s.
But pretty impressive,
Full range,
nonetheless.
Yeah.
So yeah, where do we start? British. No, we've done that.
We've done the British.
Done
they're
the
not
British.
getting any more attention. No, Lift Me Up, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great.
Yeah. So we talked about Lift Me Up in the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And we sort of briefly touched on that being where we would be next.
Yep.
So I'm going to just go over it again for anybody that doesn't know what Lift Me Up is or why we try and support it every year. So it's Emily Muskett. She was Emily Godley back when she competed for Tokyo, but Emily Muskett now. She was a guest on season 1. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and give it a quick listen, because she does talk about where Lift Me Up came from and her story in terms of getting to the Olympics. But Lift Me Up is a charity competition, so all of the money, not just profits, but all of the money, so everything that goes into that competition is donated to the Motor Neuron Disease Association, because Emily sadly lost her mum just a few months before she competed as an Olympian for British Weightlifting at Tokyo Olympics. And so that's held in, or has traditionally been held in Newton Abbot at Winners 2000. That's 5 years now she's been doing it.
Yeah.
And last I checked, so when we had her on as a podcast guest, she'd raised over £60,000, and that was before this most recent comp that easily did another 6, probably more than that by the time it was all added up and put together. So it's a pretty impressive event, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible to raise, it's hard work raising money for charities. As any one of you out there who's tried to do a fun run or some sort of sponsored event for charity, you always feel like you're begging, borrowing, trying to get people to reach into the pockets when, let's face it, times are tough anyway. But to still be able to push out a competition like we had and to raise that amount of money is incredible, really.
I think it's a reflection on Emily's part in the community, though, because I mean everybody comes together. You might have seen on some of our social media we posted about Mark House, so he comes over from the USA. Sarah and Ed are there every year. It really is a coming together of everybody around Emily and Emily herself for that competition to run. And it doesn't actually feel, it is a competition, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't feel like your traditional competition, does it? It feels
not at all.
Fun. It feels like a charity event. It feels like something different, and I think that's why it's so popular.
Yeah.
It's because it's so different. It's like an event.
Yeah, and I think we were really fortunate as well this year. We had loads of sponsors throwing their time, effort, prizes, stock.
Yeah.
We had Shemek from LuXiaoJun
UK
coming down, and so we got to see the new plates and barbell. We had
CJC
Gaines, who donated loads of tape.
We had...
I'm so tempted to nick some of that.
Goose Squad, they sponsored. We had SBD, Optimum Nutrition. The list goes on. I mean, I'm going to go back to LuXiaoJun and Shemek because he didn't just donate plates and So he donated the barbells and the plates for the competition, so a full competition set. He also turned up with his stall so that people could buy and try on and order and collect whilst they were there. He donated straps for all of the podium athletes, including the best lifters. There was so much stuff that he put in physically in terms of donation, but he also turned up the day before and did what a lot of people don't do, which is helped set up and then stayed late and helped take down. And, you know, how often do you find a sponsor? I mean, and I'm not just bigging them up because they sponsor us personally as a podcast, but how often do you find people that do that other than people who are within the weightlifting community? Because it says a lot. Same as Ed Halstead, you know, turning up the day before, setting it all up.
Yeah, again, you know, obviously BWL staff, but it comes out of his own time and pocket, you know, driving all the way down from up north.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire tea.
With his Yorkshire tea. You know, in a van, accommodation for 2-3 nights.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I think that was one of my most knackering, but also favourite moments was when it was all done. It was the people that stayed behind and packed away. Yeah. You know, because it was the likes of Sarah Davies and Ed Smell and me and you and Shemek and Mark House that stayed, and you know, it was some of the Kaizen guys stayed behind, but that community spirit for me was really the people who stayed at the end to put the gym back together. It wasn't just 1 or 2 people. There were quite a lot of people that stayed and did the hard work that nobody really wants to do when it comes to hoovering, putting the stupid ski ergs back. But
and of course, we haven't mentioned Ollie White really, but you know, the time and the effort he's put into the competition as well, and be able to organise it and get it up and running, ready for it. Because,
liaising with the gym, sorting out everything,
all the lifters. So, fantastic work.
But yeah, really great day. And it's not actually done. It's
not done. And much to Jess's disgust, I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to plug this a bit more, because it was my aim was to spam you all with messages about the raffle. And because I wanted to raise £1,000 on the raffle, which we've done. So I'm now going to go for 2,000.
Oh,
so, but just as a reminder, we have... so the raffle is you buy a £5 a ticket, or... if we look at the discounts you can get, so you can actually buy 3 tickets and get one free, 5 tickets get 2 free, buy 10 tickets and get 5 free. And I'm telling you this because we've obviously put some money in anyway, but we're lessening our chances of winning.
To be clear, that's why I don't want anybody else buying tickets. It's not because I don't want the charity supported, it's that I want the Pyros shoe, and I am not going to win it if everybody else keeps buying tickets. And I half feel like everybody's buying tickets just to piss me off. But please.
But so there's 2 pairs of LuXiaoJun lifting shoes. So we've donated a pair, and of course Shemek from LuXiaoJun UK has donated a pair. And these are pairs that you can go off and pick. So you can pick the most hideous, loveliest looking pair, the pinkest pair, or the goldest pair, which I have the goldest pair. Beautiful pair. And I'm just best goldest pair in the world. Sorry,
just going to clarify, it was a shit joke. I'm going to clarify that although it's listed as a male and a female, that was because originally we had wanted to try and draw, when we were setting the raffle up, we wanted to try and draw a male winner and a female winner, and then so many people from the community came forward to donate prizes that we set the raffle up in that we couldn't honour that in the sense of making sure one man and one woman won. So each prize became unisex. So you win what you win, and it doesn't, the shoes are unisex anyway. So
so two brand new pairs of shoes, lifter shoes. There's of course Goose Squad have donated limited edition T-shirt, which I really want as well, because the ones that he gave us last time, the Nike ones, were great. Weightlifting House, thank you very much, Seb and Co, for donating a backpack. There's a coaching qualification from
Paul Garvey.
Paul Garvey
Of Omega Barbell.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Paul. So two weightlifting coaching courses there. Now, and this is the thing that we've been talking about. So the weightlifting, they're ROM2s, I guess?
I think they're ROM2s,
lifters that are signed by none only than... Emily Campbell and Piros Dimas. So, what a pair of lifters to have in your collection or your wardrobe too.
I would like them, please.
Yeah. And then Tupu belts, which, yes, obviously. Yeah. And can you get those custom? I don't know whether they're
not
custom.
The Tupu ones. They're custom in the sense of they work with athletes and then athletes. So like Matty Rogers has her own one, Jordan has her own, Dela Cruz has her own. It's mainly the US athletes because Tupu is a US company, but I think they're doing much more work with other countries. I was speaking to Matt and sort of semi-asked him, could Emily not design one, because it would be quite nice. But yeah, so again, that's size and colour of your choice. Pretty impressive for a raffle. I mean, for a fiver, or the number of prizes that you can win, I would... Well, I've definitely bought more than one ticket, but I would be buying a ticket. So the link is in our bio and in the Lift Me Up bio, and I will put it in the descriptions of the podcast on both YouTube and Spotify. Anywhere else you might be listening to this. So click it, buy a ticket.
And lessen Jess's chances of winning.
Even if that's the only reason you do it, is just to piss me off. Crack on, yeah.
But of course, it's for charity.
Yeah.
So please do, because it goes to such an amazing cause. Yeah,
100% of it goes. I don't even think raffle take a percentage. It does say on there 100% goes directly to the charity. So, yeah, big up raffle and buy a ticket.
Yeah, and as we were leaving, we managed to have a quick chat with Mark House. It was a really busy day. We wanted to try and have a chat with quite a few people. And again, the competition, it was a mixed event. So there was adaptive lifters, youth lifters, and then masters,
seniors,
Olympians. Eric, it was really amazing. And Mark House, of course, being there. So as a sort of we managed to collar him, and hopefully at some point.
Just for those that don't know, Mark is the speaker for USA Weightlifting, and also is, did you say, the chair of the athlete committee for the IWF?
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty well versed in the world of weightlifting. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we managed to grab him for a quick chat.
Yes, and to hopefully book him in for a slot on the podcast at some point. So it'll be a really interesting chat. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Give him the floor for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So verbal contract agreement there, Mark.
We're holding you to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really good day. I mean, I love Lift Me Up. Yeah. But it's for me, it's that mix of people feeling comfortable enough for that to be their first competition. And there's people like Eric who have been there every single year. So if you were to go over onto our Instagram, you'd see a little it was like 1.5-minute interview that we did with Eric, and his last competition was actually Lift Me Up from the year before. Yeah. So it is a stand-in thing in the community that people turn up for, and the mixed bag in terms of athlete entries for me is what really makes it entertaining and fun, and the fact that everybody cheers for everybody in exactly the same way. It doesn't matter if you're lifting the heaviest barbell or the lightest. Everybody was there to cheer you on because it's all for charity and the community.
Yeah, and I think as Mark did as well. So every year he'll donate for PBs and power cleans this year round as well.
6 for 6 usually.
6 for 6 as well. First comp. So so I think Ollie PB'd, so managed to get a donation from him for that. And then there was an outrageous power clean from Chris Russ.
There was a power clean off, wasn't there? Yeah, Ed and Russ. Ed and Chris Russ, yeah.
1-3? I can't
remember the numbers. It's way too long ago now for me to even remember. At least I remember it happened. I might remember the numbers on the bar. Yeah,
anyway. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great competition. I really enjoyed it. Long day, but well worth it. So next year, we did have a quick chat with Emily and Sarah before we left, and they're already thinking about where they can do it next year, because I've got a feeling it might not be down at Winners in Devon next year, so it might be
Only potentially because they might want to make it a bit more like a disco, from what I hear.
There was going to be a mention of a glitter ball.
No, I'm sure there was something about strobe lights. Yeah, I mean, when we said at the beginning about it being an event,
Yeah.
I think there's certainly a focus on it being a bit different to what. For it to be a charity and it to be something that people want to come to and they want to, there were so many things that you could donate to. There was a bucket going around that you could just scan the QR code. Virus had donated a load of gear from years ago that Emily was selling in order to raise money. So there were Haribo sweets. There was all sorts of things. So to try and make it a bit different, I think that diversification away from it being just a competition on a platform that we're used to was the conversation that was being had as we were leaving, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like I said, I definitely heard the words cocktail bar and strobe lights. So I'm not sure Winners is set up for that.
No.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Lifting pissed.
Yeah. We'll
Maybe
see.
afterwards.
We'll see. But, yeah, well up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The T-shirts were a lovely burgundy colour.
Yeah, they're
Nice
nice
one
this
to add
year.
to the collection.
Yeah.
But, yeah, really enjoyed it. Get it in your diaries already for next year. It's always in August.
Yep.
I don't know what the date is, but just keep them free.
Yeah.
If you see it coming up, get yourself entered.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Lift Me Up.
That was it, yeah.
And then we have literally just had MEMS
Mems, yeah.
today.
Which is probably why this podcast is a little bit more and odd, is because we're exhausted. So Mem did it's actually probably only the second one that I've ever gone to, if you're not counting the English age groups or the British age groups. Solely junior and or youth focused competition. So I think there was one at Andy Callard's gym a long time ago. But other than that, I've never really known of a just juniors or just youth comp. So it was really interesting for me to see that, and I really enjoyed it today. It was really nice. I mean, we had some really young kids, some under 10s.
Yeah.
And some of the kids came out, and I was sort of saying, hold on, that kid cannot be under 13, because they were like
Giants,
2
aren't
foot
they?
taller than me.
Yeah.
And Chris Campbell said, yeah, they just make them big now, don't they? Yeah, they do. They definitely do just make the boys big now.
One of them had a bloody moustache.
He was in the under 13s.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones that I was like, that age can't be right.
Still
He
on
had
my
the
BMX when I
moustache.
was kiddo.
Oh, and the only thing that got me was that the bowl cuts come back, hasn't it? But with the hair that's like here. Have you ever seen that episode? It's like a Mr. Bean episode from years ago, where he just puts a salad bowl over these kids' heads and puts the scissors around. And that was the haircut that quite a few of them had. And I was a little bit like, that's an interesting choice.
Oh, have you seen that guy that's going around Instagram at the moment? He's in Ibiza, the boss, the final boss or something.
No.
Haven't you?
No. I don't use
You're
Instagram.
lucky. I know.
I'm quite protective of social media wise. You occasionally get a lift of mine from the gym and that's it. Otherwise, it's very rare.
Yeah. But yeah, bowl haircut.
Bowl
type
haircut,
thing.
yeah. But yeah, so we've been there all day. And again, I mean, Mem's concert, they're so slick, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mem, he's so determined for things to be done right. And I love that about him and Sylvia, that they're so passionate about weightlifting that it's not just that they want it done right because they want to be the best or they want the most people to enter their competition, or it is all about the athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, they take a loss and they take even more of a loss on days like today, because if I remember correctly, Mem very distinctly said to me, I'm not even sure he charged the young anybody today, and if they did, they didn't charge them the usual rate, because he was sort of saying nobody's doing it and it doesn't feel right. And so for me, for a coach to be saying it doesn't feel right and then be putting on things out of his own pocket and of his own time and getting his own club members to donate their time to come and load and be speaker and stuff, that's somebody who's really giving back to a community, but not just to a community, to the community, the lifters of the future.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
some of those kids that we saw today, I mean, there was Cameron and Max, or what was his name, Max Cameron? He was from Colchester Weightlifting Club anyway. Him and his little brother.
Oh yes.
They both lifted, and their jerks. Every single one of you would be jealous.
Yeah.
Of the way they jerked.
So on point.
It was there was not a single critique that you could make for the way they jerked. It was incredible. But even Benedict made the comment of, "This jerk's better than mine." You know, so solid. To be doing that at under 10 and under 13 is really, really impressive. And I think one of those brothers was on the talent squad. So the fact that Sylvia and Mems make that space, and they make that space available for the kids, I think is really important. And it was a privilege to be a part of it, really. It was really, had a really nice day.
Yeah, and I think we saw the last boys group, which the two boys sort of battling it out at the end. Jake and
they're both Mems lifters.
Yeah, I was chatting to the father. Can't remember the boy's name, but yeah, incredible. I mean, what were they? 100 snatch, 130 clean jerks.
Yeah, easily.
For 16-year-olds.
I know. It makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
But also good for them. I mean, they work hard for it.
Oh, yeah.
They work hard for it. Yeah. It is interesting watching them lift, though. I mean, we made a couple of jokes, me and the other refs, but also me and you, about the boys just never looking particularly happy. Or occasionally, when you did get a celebration out of them, you could feel the joy, because the celebration was so authentic.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting age, isn't it?
Well, it's weird because Noreen was there, and I sort of turned to her, and because my worry is that, and you know, from my own experience, I got bored of rugby. You know, when I was playing it so much, and it just got drilled into me. I just fell out of love with it, and I just worry that if kids get that, if they lose that love for it, and you know, when I was seeing them come out, and like, oh my, they don't seem to be enjoying it. Where's the, you know, I say passion, but because the girls that came out seemed to, it was complete reverse. They loved it. They were smiling. You know,
so
but then
the difference is the girls were older, so
okay.
I think the girls have got, so the girls, because obviously we'd had a conversation as refs at the beginning around the rules, because the under 10s, if they were to enter, say, the British age groups or the English age groups,
points.
We would be point scoring them. We wouldn't be giving a good lift or a no lift. So we'd had a conversation at the beginning, and the competition was run using the adjusted Sinclair to take into account age and body weight. And then so it became about, well, how are we judging the under 10s, under 13s, and sort of the, I say, strictness of the rules, but you know, what was our threshold, if you like. So I was quite aware of the ages, and if you were to look at those that had the potential, say, to be going to somewhere like Malta with Emily and all of those that have just been, they did seem to be enjoying it, and I wonder if it's because they've got something to aim for. Whereas
more focused, maybe,
the younger ones, they are younger, aren't they? So I mean, there was that young lad it was his first ever competition one that Sai had. I think he just was a little bit embarrassed, and I love that Sai made him turn around and do the double bicep flex anyway. And the fact that the kid did it shows he wasn't that embarrassed.
Yeah,
you know, he was proud of
character sort of thing.
Yeah, he was proud of what he had achieved. Yeah. And so he should have been, because to come out onto a platform for the first time is scary as fuck. So good for him. Yeah, you know,
and maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that they're relatively new to competition, and so they're. I mean, I always joke about it, and you know, with weightlifting and people coming to watch weightlifting, it's like, you know, would you actually go to a gym and just set up your bench next to someone doing some bicep curls and clap and applaud them? It's just like, no, why are you doing that for someone that's snatching? I just find it amazing that people come and watch us lifting. Mind you, people that watch us anyway, but yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one, but it's a sport.
Yeah, I'm going to say you could say that about any sport,
exactly.
though, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, it's you're watching the competition, or you're watching that person's competition against themselves. So people are there for the person they're there for, you know. So they're there to see that person achieve or to try. You know, it's only like when I watch you on a platform, I watch you train every day. We train together, but it doesn't mean I would miss the opportunity to watch you on a platform. So
different.
It's a difference. Yeah, I think the comparison's not quite right in terms of a bicep curl, personally. If we want to try and build the sport up, I'm probably not going to compare it to a bicep curl. I think the kids they were just on that cusp, weren't they? Of some of them looking miserable as sin, but achieving amazing things for the age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the girls' group was small.
Yeah, a couple of dropped out, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
small but impressive, to the point where I just want to close my eyes because they were so much better than me, and so much younger.
Yeah,
but maybe that's why. That's why they're so much better.
Yeah, what was it? So the last girl, 80-something snatch and 100 and something
103?
103 clean jerk.
Might have even been more than that.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
Very, very strong. Yeah.
16 or something like that.
And very
Incredible.
Confident, which was nice to see. It wasn't... Because I went into the back room a little bit for that group, and watching them warm up, there was no... They were just having a laugh, you know. They were confident. They were there to do what they needed to do on the platform, and they didn't seem phased or stressed. And I think that's what I worry about, is when you see young lifters that look stressed, which everybody responds differently. But the reason I would ever go and watch weightlifting if I didn't know anybody in the crowd is for when people celebrate. That moment when somebody achieves something and it's that real joy, whether it's male, female, youth, senior, master, doesn't matter. But that moment that somebody, it came up on my Instagram. I don't use Instagram. It came up on my Instagram yesterday, Solfrid, when she realised she won the gold.
Oh, in Paris.
You get that exact reaction that, oh my God, doesn't matter, from Olympians right down to first time lifter. And it's that pure moment of joy when somebody achieves something that either they didn't think they could do, or that they've done for the first time, or they've won. That, I think, is infectious. And I think you see it more with the girls. I think just because maybe they're more emotive. But when you do see it with the boys, it gets me a little bit choked up, because I really enjoy that moment, that moment of achievement for them. That's what keeps bringing me back to a TO chair, is being able to give a white light and then see somebody celebrate like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which a lot of them got to do today. Yeah, because they were all very good.
Yeah, absolutely. And the I think the last group, I think there were only like 4 or 5 no lifts. When I looked at the board, you probably didn't notice, but I looked at it and I just saw a sea of white.
Yeah. There was hardly any, and the only no lifts actually were missed, or there was one that we no lifted.
Yeah.
But the others were just missed, and it was just, you know, a technical or a fear bail. There was one jerk that I think was a fear bail because I was certain he had it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were. It was a really good day in terms of, you know, if you compare it to the British when it's seas of reds. They were really strong, really good. So we're back in 31st at MEMS, because they have the Masters and the complete opposite end. So having just put all that time into juniors, they're now going to be
hosting the Masters.
Spearheading the Masters. Yeah. Booked up already, 60 plus on a wait list. So that's going to be a long old day.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
I like the Masters events.
Yeah.
I do like, especially at MEMS.
Yeah.
I enjoy the Masters.
And they did mention the scoring system, that they might actually use Q points as well.
Good. Good. Well, I think it helps if people are having to if people are having to look at their Q points in order to qualify, then I think it makes absolute sense that the tier 3s should be using Q points.
Yeah, exactly.
But also,
and it'll be session based, so it's not like it's the British where they'll just group in in age
it's just
or weight.
Essentially overtake Sinclair, isn't it? It's more accurate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More up to date, so why not use it?
Yeah. I don't get it, but yes. So I'm looking forward to going back.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Masters ones are always fun.
Yeah, see some good, some old faces, so to speak. Yeah.
So we've got that, and then, we've got quite a bit going on, really. But before we get to what hopefully is going to be our next big thing, following on from MEMS Junior and MEMS Masters, is hopefully that Mem and Sylvia are going to be our next podcast guests.
Yeah.
And I say hopefully, they are. They've already agreed to it. Mem's just shrugging it off and saying he's going to sit here and let Sylvia do all the talking, which I'm not going to allow.
No.
But
he won't get a chance.
No, so
we'll tempt him with one thing. We'll sort of say something wrong, and he'll have to correct, and then that will be it. Floodgates will open.
I'm just going to start talking to him because the man can chat, so he can pretend that he doesn't want to talk all he likes. So I bring that up because what I'm intending on doing is putting it on the story and asking you if you've got any questions. Have you got any questions for Mem and Sylvia? And that can be about anything. So the main reason I wanted to get them on the podcast really was to talk about the work that they do for the community, and I mean the local community of Camberwell, and the things that they do for the youth and just in general for the community. So that was my main topic of conversation. But noting that our tagline is "There's strength in every story," I thought it might be a nice opportunity to sort of throw it out and say, what do you guys want to know?
Yep.
You know, what do you want to hear about? And we can try and build our conversation with Mem and Sylvia from there.
Yep. I want to know what smelling salts brand he uses because he's addicted to it.
Well, he swaps them up too much because I bought the ones. I remember I bought the ones that he had, and we opened them. Well, actually, I didn't open them for about a month, and then I got them out of the bag, and they were that strong they had corroded the lid without even being opened. And then we opened them and both nearly threw up.
Yeah.
And they've never come out of my gym bag since. But today alone, I saw him with 3 different bottles. Yeah. So I think it's just whatever salt's as closest by. I don't think he discriminates.
Mind sweeps gyms.
Yeah, he is literally just like, oh, is that a smelling salt? I need it. I heard him saying to a lifter today, it helps me concentrate on you. Does it? Does it, Mem? So there we go. First question. Favourite brand of smelling salts?
Favourite brand of smelling salts.
Yeah.
But yeah, please, if you got
throw
any questions.
Throw them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before you move on to the other potential news, is that going on from that Masters, we also have the Masters, or the Southern Masters. So this is the other flavour of Masters, which I'm not going to get into, but there's another Masters.
We have to do for a little bit, for just in case somebody's new, don't we? We have to. Okay. I know it's annoying, but if somebody's only just joined the podcast today or is new to weightlifting, it's a really complex thing to explain in full, so we are not going to do that, but we will give you the very brief overview that there are 2 different federations. There's the International...
Can't call them federations.
International Masters Weightlifting is not federation?
Well, I got told off for calling it a federation.
Okay. Oh, God, I can bet by who. So there are 2 different organisations. Can I use that word?
Yeah, fuck it.
2 different organisations. You've got British Weightlifting, and then we've got British Masters Weightlifting. And British Weightlifting offers Masters competitions. You can compete with British Weightlifting up until the day you die, if you like. It doesn't matter. You don't age out. British Weightlifting is the national governing body.
Yep.
And then you have British Masters, who are an organisation that put on competitions solely for Masters, and they work in collaboration with or underneath the International Masters Weightlifting Association. So, in a nutshell, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But it's not a BWL competition. It is a British Masters competition. And I think they're quite keen that we make that distinction. So it's worth just doing that before we then go on to talk about it.
Yeah, fair enough. So that is being held at Bethnal Green, and I can't remember the date. But you can.
No, I can't, but I did put it in my diary. I think it's November. And I think they said they had 60 spots. They were keeping it to 60 spots. Now, most people that would enter Bethnal Green already know about Bethnal Green or would have already competed at Bethnal Green, but it's sort of like the OG Masters comp. It was actually the first place I ever saw you compete.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second place, actually. First place was Epsom.
Yep.
Second place because I turned up in the T-shirt with the photo on.
Yes.
Just to wind you up. With Beulah. So yes, but anyway, it is Bethnal Green. Unfortunately, have you got it?
Saturday 15th of November.
Check that out. I got the month. From November, we're in it.
Got
Saturday
the year.
The 15th. I know, it's hardly narrowing it down, is it? I know it's the end of the year and there's not all that much left. I'm taking the win. I got November.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Bethnal Green. So it's been a real shame with Bethnal Green. So I don't know, as I haven't followed it closely enough. Again, not submerging myself in social media as much as perhaps I should. But I do know that there was a question over their lease on their building, and it's the oldest weightlifting gym in London.
Yeah.
And when you go in there, I remember coming to see you lift there for the first time and walking in and having this really overwhelming feeling of walking into history, because the walls are just covered in, and this is where the distinction sort of starts to make a difference, is, or at least some history of British weightlifting and British Masters, is the walls are covered in certificates that still say baller. So a British Amateur Weightlifting Association. People still come with their little books. So if you were a TO or if you were an athlete, you'd get a little book, and every time you competed, you'd get signed off by the centre ref or the head jury or whoever back in the day. Same with the TOs, you would get a little signature to say what position that you'd work. Because last year, one of the IWF refs, she got Steve Cannon to sign to say that she'd been the left ref, and there's a real sense of history, but also of community even there. So it's a powerlifting and a weightlifting gym, and I want to steal most of the kit because it's all really good kit, but potentially from 100 years ago as well. You know, it spans from having modern, new, all the way back to some of the sort of older Eleiko plates. I'm pretty sure they've got the black 50s.
Yes, they do.
Which I had never seen anywhere other than there. So, yeah, this could well be the last time there is a competition at Bethnal Green. So, if you haven't entered and you're eligible and you fancy something,
give us a shout. It's
an interesting way to enter.
Yeah.
Because it's not British weightlifting.
Because it's not on Sport 80 or anything like that. It's done through email and bank transfer. So one of the guys that organises it is Steve Cannon. So we can obviously put you in touch with him. But Bethnal Green, run by Martin Bass, of course.
Yeah.
Stalwart of lifting.
Yeah.
He's had Bill Kazmar in the gym, and Ali.
You know I'm not with names.
No, I'm terrible as well. But
I don't know why anybody listens to us.
Powerlifter who's come out of retirement and is training back there as well.
Yeah.
So, a marvellous gym. Really is such a shame for that to.
I think if you aren't entering or you aren't eligible to enter, come down and watch. I mean, it's a tiny gym, so you might be sat on somebody's lap, but that was part of the joy of it, was that people were warming up directly behind where you're sitting. Like, I don't know, the atmosphere there is something very special.
Yeah.
And I think if it's a sending off kind of to that particular space, because I don't think Bethnal Green as a gym or as a concept, you can't get rid of that.
No.
Like, that will carry on existing. I can't imagine Martin letting that go. But if that location has to change, then giving it a good send-off with a Southern Masters comp where lots of people turn up, I think would be really, really special. So we'll definitely be there. I know lots of people that have entered and that will be there, all the usual faces, but if you don't know who the usual faces are, come down and be a new one, because I think that'd be a really nice thing to do. And show some support. Again, supporting the community. So and then, speaking of community, we're sort of branching off. No, so it's sort of in line with a lot of the episodes we've talked about, right? Where we've said, how does CrossFit and weightlifting work together? And I think we never set out to be a podcast. Nope. We never set out to be anything, really. Aaron just got injured and we needed something to keep him occupied. And now here we are. But along the way, we've spoken to so many people and refed at so many competitions. And how many of those athletes have come from CrossFit? Yeah, unbelievable amount. It's incredible. Especially recently. And I hazard to say it, but some of the strongest lifters I've seen recently have come from CrossFit. And I think that's quite joyous in a way, because they come from CrossFit and it's because they're good and because they love the weightlifting, and they might not want to give up CrossFit, and they don't have to, but it means that they're wanting to refine or learn or do something well enough on a platform to get a good lift to British weightlifting standards, and not just to CrossFit standards, and I think that's great because it broadens our ability to include more people in the community and bring more people into the sport.
Yeah.
And the more, we've said it recently about something else, but the more eyes you have on the sport, the better. And so that, for me, is the same thing with CrossFit. There's a lot of things, you're never going to get me doing a burpee over a bar. I'm never going on an echo bike. But there's a lot of things in CrossFit that can complement weightlifting, and weightlifting complements CrossFit
Exactly.
so well. And that ties in with us going to the Rogue Invitationals, believe it or not.
Yeah, we have been, we've got the honour really to go and do some bit media and some photography, and maybe even help behind the stall at one point.
I'm going to sell a shoe.
Yep, just one.
Just one shoe.
Great.
One single shoe. I mean, so LuXiaoJun UK are obviously our sponsors, and we should thank them really. I say thank them, and I mean thank Shemek again, because really a lot of his support is what makes the podcast possible. But that partnership of working together, again, it's just another way of the community supporting each other. So yes, we are going to be at the Rogue Invitational. So our social media in the end of October and the beginning of November is going to be
slightly different
to what you're used to, and I hope in a great way. I'm hoping it's going to really demonstrate how the sports can work together, and maybe even, in my little aspiration, get weightlifting to the Arnolds, because I would love that. I don't know why, it's a completely different rant, but there's always space there, and I would love to see us there. And the Rogue Invitational obviously has the strongman, you've got the CrossFit, it's a bigger event, and LuXiaoJun have created this weightlifting shoe specifically for the CrossFit Games, which have just been the weekend that have just gone, right? I think. Yep. I don't follow all that much, but I think they've just gone, yeah?
Yeah.
And so obviously Rogue are going to hopefully have quite a lot of athletes wearing the shoes, and hopefully have quite a lot of weightlifting for us to take some pictures of.
Yes.
Because again, I'm not really interested in taking a picture of a burpee.
I was going to say, because if I'm going to be taking pictures of people doing skipping. Yeah. Sorry, double unders.
Definitely not double unders.
But especially after my trauma.
No double unders. So if they're not doing weightlifting, we're going to be with Shemek, and I'm going to be hugging some kind of. If the lifting shoe cushions aren't there that were at the French Throwdown, I'll be annoyed. But so I'm going to be selling shoes, and you're going to be doing some social media interviews. Yeah. But whenever they're doing any weightlifting in there, we're going to be down there taking some photos.
So I need to brush up on my CrossFit athletes, because I'll be chatting to someone that I have no idea who will be. The guy who won it this year apparently is a pig farmer.
Good for him. See, CrossFit is for everyone. Weightlifting is for everyone.
They were selling the Lu shoes, and then with a signed potato. I didn't really get it.
But wasn't Lu's... Hold on. Yeah. Wasn't Lu's family, LuXiaoJun's family, farmers, pig farmers?
Yeah, maybe that's where the crossover is then.
Don't know. Anyway, we digress. The Instagram will vary. Yeah. And some of you might have already seen some of that stuff. So we reposted some of the... So obviously, yes, it was the CrossFit Open, because the CrossFit Games, because I shared the photography of theirs that had been used to promote. Yeah.
Which is quite weird. You're seeing, stuff that we're doing being
used like that.
So it's great.
It is great. It is also slightly weird, because it's absolutely not. We were talking about this earlier. This time last year we were in Paris at the Olympics. I'm pretty sure this was the day that Chloe and Ash spent €18 on a drink, and I'm never going to get over it. It might have even been more than €18. I think it might have been 23. Yeah. I'm never going to get over how much they spent on one drink.
Was it some sort of spritzer? Aperol spritzer?
No, it was a... I can't remember. It was a spritzer, but it wasn't the Aperol spritzer. The pasta was good, though. But yeah, so this time last year we were watching the Olympics, looking at the media and saying how amazing it would be to get to be over there. Yeah. And now we're going to start hopefully working towards getting some kind of media accreditation of our own. So it's thanks to you guys that listen and support, and
Absolutely.
ask if you can buy the T-shirts when we're wearing the T-shirts, and come and say hello and agree to come on the podcast and put our flags up in your gyms. And it's thanks to you guys in the community that we get those other opportunities. So although it's not with weightlifting, it is with weightlifting, and hopefully will benefit weightlifting, even if it's a small way.
Yeah, I mean, I think the majority of people that we know that run gyms or coaches in gyms have that crossover anyway.
Yeah.
Think of Henry with
Steve
Guildford.
at North Tyneside.
They always have that flavour of CrossFit or CrossFit and weightlifting, because that generates a fair chunk of cash that facilitates them to be able to do the weightlifting. So.
And you find your good weightlifters, like your CrossFitters, and
come this way.
Yeah, come this way. So we're looking forward to that. We're quite excited. So that's in Aberdeen. Like I say, that's from the 30th or 31st of end of October, beginning of November, essentially. So look out for that, because we're going to be doing lots of live streams. If you're not interested, just swipe on by. But if you are, please engage, because it might help support us get a little bit further and get closer to what we are actually aiming for, which is a bit weird, considering this started out as a piece of paper to help us as a cheat sheet for the rules. For some reason you keep coming back and listening to us ramble at the end of long days when we both look how we look right now. I definitely don't have bags under my eyes, and I haven't been up since stupid o'clock. But big thank you to everybody that listens.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to LuXiaoJun for supporting us.
Indeed, yeah.
I think that's probably it, right?
That is probably it. So I think we'll sign off.
Yeah.
And
we'll come back to you with something a little bit more interesting next time with Mem and Sylvia.
With Mem and Sylvia.
Yeah. And then we've got a couple of other guests lined up. So obviously Mark, Benedict. Yeah. Anybody else that you might want to listen to or hear from, let us know, and we will reach out. We've had a couple of people say yes. We just need to get them booked in. Yeah. But awesome. All right.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Done.
Good.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do, donkey. That should be recorded. That'll do, donkey.
That'll do, donkey.
You've been listening to the Bar, strength in every story. Thanks so much for listening. We're so happy to have you as a member of our community. We have a passion for weightlifting, but we also have an insatiable curiosity about everyone's story. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Instagram at _2_thebar. And be sure to hit the website at 2-thebar.com. See you next time on To The Bar. And remember, there's strength in every story.